Ray,
Yeah.
what's the name of that nightclub of yours again?
You talking about the Boom Boom Room?
Yeah, the Boom Boom Room. That's it.
Alright guys, what up? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm here with my mid-year top 10 list of 4K Blu-ray DVDs that came out for the first half of the year. This is my list of movies that have, to me, the best picture quality and the best audio. So if it came out between January and June, that's the range that I'm going for. So I'm a little bit late. I'm about a month late with this list, but better late than never. So I want to start off with this list. Number 10, I'm going to go with Morbius. Morbius had, it got bad reviews when it came out in theaters, and I didn't really know what much to expect about the movie because I ain't too familiar with Morbius. But when I watched the movie, it was pretty good to me. And I didn't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. But as far as the audio and picture quality, I thought it had decent picture quality, and I felt like it had real good surround sound. I thought the atmos was good. There were scenes where the bats were flying around, and you could feel it felt like the bats were above you. So I really like movies that have good atmos. So yeah, that's my number 10 movie on the list. For number 9, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man was a Sony release, and Sony is pretty much known for good picture quality and good audio quality, and I really thought Spider-Man had real good surround sound and atmos. The scene where Electro entered the movie and he was like up in the sky, his voice was coming from the ceiling speakers, so that gave it a real immersive effect. And that's just one example of the movie. It had decent bass. I like movies with bass. It's not the highest on my list, but as far as the top 10 for the first half of the year, I'm going to go with Spider-Man No Way Home. For number 8, I'm going to go with The Matrix Resurrection. The movie, it was okay. It was okay. The original Matrix movies, I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw the movie, I went to the movies to see the original Matrix like three different times, because actually, no, 2 times. Actually, because the first time I went to see it, it was late. I was younger, so I was a little wilder back then. I ended up falling asleep in the theater. End up going back to the theater to see it again. End up falling asleep again in the theater. So once I got the movie home, I ended up watching it and fell asleep again. I don't think I really, it was like my 4th or 5th time when I forced myself to sit through it and watch it. I think that was back when I first got my first, it was like when DVDs first started coming out. And I want to say that The Matrix was one of the movies that I felt like was one of the reasons that inspired me to want to get a surround sound. So once I got a surround sound system, I had got Onkyo in the box system. That was like my first, my first surround sound system that I got was a JVC system in a box. And that was my introduction to home audio, and that made me sit through the movie because of the surround sound effects that that movie had. I ended up watching it, and I ended up liking it. So that, and then of course, you know, the sequels after that, I watched them. But as far as this one, I'm not going to say that it was as good as those movies, but it did have real good surround sound. So that's one of the things that I will give this movie credit for. You know, technology has changed a lot since the original Matrix came out, and I think they did a good job with the surround sound for Matrix Resurrection. Now, my next movie, which is number 7, is a sci-fi movie that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, but it was a decent movie. But it did have real good surround sound. This movie was Moonfall. Now, it was a movie about the moon was about to crash into the earth, if you guys haven't seen it. This movie also had good surround sound. It had good bass. The Atmos effects was solid on this one. So that was my number 7 movie. Now, my number 6 movie is a personal favorite. I might be a little bit biased why I have it so high on the list. This movie was another one that some people loved it and some people didn't like it too much, but this is my list, so I loved it. And out of every movie on this list, this is probably the movie that gets the most replay value, the most movie that I watched that's came out so far this year. And also, I'm a big fan of the franchise Halloween Kills. So Halloween Kills, for me, I can watch that movie over and over. The whole new trilogy, Halloween 2018, I really love that movie. Halloween Kills, I really love that movie. One of the things that I liked about Halloween Kills that amazed me was the way they brought back Dr. Loomis. I thought they did a hell of a job bringing back Dr. Loomis, because you guys know Donald Pleasance passed away back in 1995. So they was able to, they got a guy who looks similar to him, and the way technology is nowadays, they have a technology called deep fake. Some of y'all may have heard of it, but I believe that's what they use to enhance the rest of the features of Donald Pleasance to make this guy. So the guy already looks similar to Donald Pleasance. This technology made him look like exactly like him. Now, I'm not sure how they got his voice to sound exactly like him. That gotta be some kind of technology too that I don't know about. But the guy had, even down to Donald Pleasance had like a slight accent. This guy even had that. But this is a movie I probably watched the most out of everything on this list. I thought this movie had good colors. Like, it was a dark movie. It was, Halloween is based at nighttime. So things that were happening at night, you were still able to see. So I guess that's the HDR, doing this thing. Like, even the opening scene when it first come on, and you got Allison's boyfriend walking through the schoolyard talking on the phone to his dad, and the way the colors of the balloons look, it looked real crisp. It had real good surround sound. For example, the scene when they were at the school, and you got the woman dressed in the nurse costume and her boyfriend, the nurse, I forgot her name, but when they were sitting in the truck, and then Michael Myers was on the roof of the truck, you can hear Michael Myers' footsteps on the top of the coming out of the Atmos speakers. I thought they did a good job with the mixing of that. But yeah, that was my number 6 movie. I could talk on and on about that movie because I just loved it so much, and I'm really looking forward to Halloween Ends. Can't wait for that to come out. My number 5 movie, I'm gonna go with Candyman. The newer Candyman came out in 4K with Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He's a great up and coming Black actor that I really I like his movies. Actually, he's on spoiler, but he's on 2 movies that I have on my list. But I thought he did a good job of every movie that I see him play on, he do good. But Candyman had great picture quality. That was another one with great picture quality. The surround sound in it was really good. It had really good bass. And yeah, Candyman, that was my number 5 movie. So my next movie was a movie that was a long movie. Some people said they felt like it was the best comic book movie that came out this year on 4K, or actually even in the theaters. I can't remember exactly when it came out. But the Batman, it was a long movie. I don't think it had to be that long, but it did have good surround sound. It had good atmos. A lot of this movie was in the rain, so it had a lot of rain effects. It felt like the atmos was getting a good workout. So you had the effects from the hype speakers really doing their thing. It had good bass. The motorcycle that he rode had good bass. But as far as rewatch value, that one's not high on my particular list. So my number 3 movie, this is a sleeper movie for me. I wasn't expecting much out of this movie. I went into it not knowing what to expect. I didn't have big expectations for it. But once I put it on and that bass got the going, I was like, it brought me into the movie. I was like, okay, this movie got my attention. But number 3, I got Ghostbusters Afterlife. This was a real good movie. It actually had Mike from Stranger Things was on it, if any of you guys watch Stranger Things. But yeah, this movie had great picture quality, vibrant colors. And the one thing that it's going to stand out to you once you slap it on is the bass. It has great low frequency effects. So if you guys haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, I got that ranked as my number 3 movie, so check it out. I do recommend it. It's a fun movie too, and it's one that you can watch with your kids too. So number 2, spoiler, is Ambulance, another movie with Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and this is a movie that I was really looking forward to. When I first saw the first trailer, I want to say it came out during the Super Bowl, and it was one that I was highly anticipating. Ambulance had great picture quality, excellent surround sound, excellent atmos. It didn't let me down. When I saw the trailer, in my mind, I just felt like that was one I couldn't wait to get home in the theater room, so I can see what the surround sound is doing. And it didn't let me down. So number 2 was Ambulance. And I think by now most of y'all probably seen Ambulance. So my number 1 movie is another long movie. And it ain't one that I'll probably watch over and over. But as far as surround sound and bass load, the LFE and all that, this one might have everything on the list so far beat by far, and it was Doom. The movie Doom with was a lot of actors, big name actors in this movie. You got Zendaya, you got to play this Thor. I mean not Thor. Thanos. He's in it. You got to play this Drax. He's in it. It's a lot of people in this movie, but as far as the surround sound, good God, this movie had my house. Like if you upstairs, so my theater room's in the basement. Like I say, the average person theater room, you could feel the bass from this movie like up on the 3rd floor, and that's a good thing. So movies with low frequency effects is always a good thing for me. I like to feel that bass in my soul when I'm watching a movie. So yeah, Dune is another one that you guys should check out. So that's it for my top 10 list of 4K movies that came out so far for the first half of the year. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with my list. If y'all feel like I left anything out. And what's some movies that you looking forward to coming out for the second half of the year? So yeah, let me know. And thanks for checking out the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.